Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the downtown San Diego neighborhood of East Village. This is probably one of the most misunderstood neighborhoods in the entire city. I'm going to talk about some areas to avoid, and I'm going to do a short pros and cons list for you as well. But before we do, my name is Wesley Guest. I'm a downtown San Diego real estate agent, but I pretty much cover the entire county. If you need help moving to, from, or within San Diego, don't be shy about reaching out to me. If you enjoy this kind of content, I'm putting out videos like this. I try to do it at least once a week. Please subscribe. So this video is not intended to be a historical lesson on old East Village, but real quickly, it's a massive area in downtown San Diego. It used to be like a warehouse district. To be honest, it was just a pretty seedy area. That all changed on April 8th, 2004. Petco Park made its debut and it transformed the entire neighborhood. So talking about the lay of the land in East Village, the first thing you need to know is that East Village, I mentioned it before, it is huge. Check it out here on the map. It's gonna run all the way up to the 5 freeway. It's gonna go all the way down to the south to the ballpark and just beyond. And of course, it's gonna stretch all the way to 17th Avenue and basically the freeway to the east. It's a massive area. Now, an important thing to know about East Village is that because it's so big, different parts of East Village are probably more popular to live in than maybe some of the others. One of the biggest things that people talk about for East Village is going to be the homeless situation. You get a lot of homeless activity in the area because it's actually where a lot of the facilities are, especially like near 17th. You're gonna have like the homeless shelter, a couple different big charities over there. So it's not a huge surprise that you have a bigger congregation of like homeless in the area. That being said, these are gonna be like probably like 3 of probably the biggest groupings, at least at the time of this recording, where I've been seeing like homeless around the area. First part is gonna be over near the east side of East Village, near 17th Avenue. So like I said before, that's where a lot of the facilities are. There's also quite a few like tents happening, things like that around this area over here, which is gonna be kind of surrounding like the post office of all things. And then there's gonna be a lot of activity actually up here, up 10th Avenue, kind of just as you get off the 5 freeway or like the 163 South. So you're definitely gonna drive in East Village, you're gonna see some homeless activity, usually pretty quickly. That being said, there's gonna be homeless activity kind of all over the city, but those are gonna be probably the biggest concentrations. And then one more thing that I wanna talk about as far as like the layout in the area, some of the most expensive like apartments to rent, and then condos, like if you're interested in buying a condo, they're gonna be over here, kind of near Petco Park. So let me go over a few highlights about the East Village area. One of the very best things about East Village, now even though it's the biggest, geographically the biggest area in downtown San Diego, it gives off a lot of small neighborhood vibes. Once you spend like a small amount of time, maybe at your favorite stores, your favorite restaurants, maybe your favorite gastro-pub, mine's gonna be Not a Barrel, maybe your favorite coffee shop, things like that, you're gonna get to know and recognize the locals and your neighbors pretty quickly. Another thing to point out is that if you don't recognize your neighbors right away, your dogs probably will. East Village is super dog friendly. You're gonna see dogs everywhere, small dogs, big dogs. In fact, some of the biggest dogs I've ever seen in my life have been with people who live in apartments in East Village. Now, one crappy thing to point out, full pun intended.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Is that dogs need to go to the bathroom. There's gonna be certain areas in East Village that have a certain aroma. East Village does get power washed, and there's like a certain schedule where they do power washing, but in my opinion, I just don't think they do it enough. The best perk to living in East Village is living right next to Petco Park. Even if you're not a Padres fan, going to a baseball game during baseball season is so much fun. And don't forget about the concerts. They have a ton of concerts there now. I actually try to go to just about every single one because whether or not I'm even into the artist that much, and one of the biggest attractions to a lot of people, I think, in East Village is going to be the cost or the pricing on housing.
What did you just say?
In fact, versus like the rest of downtown San Diego, it's probably the most affordable. Now, before everybody gets up in arms, when I say reasonably priced, I'm relatively speaking to the rest of the city down here in downtown San Diego. I know it's not inexpensive, it's just inexpensive relative to some of the other prices happening in some of the more expensive neighborhoods here. Now, at the time of this video recording, it's July 2023. Just to give you an idea, a 2-bedroom condo, like the median price for an East Village 2-bedroom condo is right around $775,000. That's less than the rest of the city. The average 2-bedroom renting right now, and a lot of these are considered like luxury apartments, like a 2-bedroom apartment, probably gonna run you $3,000 or more. There are gonna be like 1-bedroom condos or apartments and studios even, and those, of course, in most cases at least, are gonna be a little bit less. The pros, I mean, proximity to Petco Park and the Padres is definitely gonna be huge, but you're also close to the Gaslamp Quarter, which is gonna be like all the restaurants, maybe the bars, the pubs, the stores, depends what you're into, but the Gaslamp Quarter is very, very close. Also, it's ultra walkable down here. It's so easy to walk down to San Diego Bay, to the baseball games again. It's gonna be easy to walk to the Gaslamp Quarter. You can walk to Little Italy. It's a little bit farther, probably a 20-minute walk, but you can do it. You could also walk to Balboa Park. I mean, you're right by the San Diego Zoo up there. You could ride your bike up there even. So it's all very close. To get to the airport, it's probably about 15 minutes away, so really not that far at all. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, housing in East Village is just a little bit cheaper than some of the other areas. Now, can't just talk about all the good stuff and forget about the bad. Here's gonna be my quick list of the cons. There's gonna be more homeless around here, no doubt about it. There's also gonna be the areas in East Village where you're definitely gonna know there are pets around, and quite frankly, they've made their mark.
You're a real comedian.
Trolley noise can be an issue depending on where you're at in East Village, and it's not that trolleys rumbling along that really make the noise that bothers people, and even trains for that matter that aren't that far away. A lot of people are bothered by the bells that are at the different street crossings. And finally, the traffic in East Village, depending on what's happening at the ballpark, traffic can be substantial. If you find yourself late to go somewhere, maybe you forget, you're coming home from work, let's say, and you drive into Padre traffic, game's about to start, or maybe the game just ended, the traffic jam can be severe. So I hope that gives you a better idea on what the community of East Village and downtown San Diego is all about. If you're thinking about moving to the area, I would definitely encourage you to visit East Village and try to get a feel for each part, and maybe you're drawn to one part of East Village over the other. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe. And if you're looking for your next video, I recommend this video right here. I break down all the different neighborhoods in downtown San Diego. I think you might find it helpful. Have an amazing day.